Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Kim, the editor of Wood Floor Business Magazine. Thanks for joining us today for our WFB Live. Today, we have two guests who are very longtime experts in the wood flooring industry. Many of you are probably already familiar with them. We have Avidas Tuvengian and Vartan Arutunian. You know them probably as the duo behind the amazing projects that have won so many awards, including the famous crocodile mosaic floor. But in addition to all of that work now, they have a new company, LED Coating Solutions, which they are going to fill you in on today. So before I turn it over to them, just a couple housekeeping things. One is that if you have any questions during this session, you can enter them into the questions panel you see on the right-hand side of your screen. And two, if you want to share this presentation later with others, if you want to refer back to it, you will be getting it with a link in your email in the next day or two. So with that, I am going to turn it over to my friends Avidas and Vartan.
Hi guys, I'm Avidas Tuvengian.
Hi, I'm Vartan Arutunian. We both are the partners and founders of Archetypal, high-end flooring company, and now we have another company for finishing LED flooring solutions. And thank you for joining us and enjoy this webinar. First of all, by the way, this is the first time, so don't be so critical, okay?
Yes.
Avidas.
Okay, thank you guys for joining us. Basically, as you know, some of you guys know us from Archetypal Flooring, and we were the founder of the Archetypal Flooring, and that was a really good learning tour for us to start our LED coating solutions. Basically, I want to quickly talk about my background and a little bit Vartan's background, and from there we will move on. I came here from Armenia about 45 years ago, and I have a background of master craftsman. I am a master craftsman for wood flooring, but my grandfather was one of the survivors from Armenian genocide, and he went throughout the world that time with a hard time to survive, and he learned all the skills, and one of them was the wood flooring, wood finishing. And from that, I kind of passed on to me, to my father, and through that, now I'm teaching to the generations to come. And me and Vartan, we created really, really beautiful floors throughout the world, and a lot of techniques and a lot of ways of finishing. And Vartan added, because he's a true artist, he came to America with the talent visa to
33 years ago.
33 years ago, and he joined me, and he changed my level for coloring and all that for a different level. So we, with that saying, that we during this work, we learned that one of the important part, besides the skills of cutting a wood and putting it together and creating this incredible designs like the more crocodile and all these palace floors, but there was something that was missing, and Vartan was always saying that, you know, a lot of artists, they struggle in Renaissance, that take the paintings that years to finish it due to curing.
Yeah, that time the technique, unfortunately, they didn't have the tools that we have right now with our hands. They were using regular paint, and that paint, you know, the Renaissance technique, they had to layer the colors and wait until next layer dries, and that color, that layer could have dry like a month or even years. That's why.
Yeah. And this wording that dry is not a word to use, right, Vartan? I think cure.
Yes, because dry to touch is not enough, you know, to hold it, because it's going to be, if it's not completely cured, everybody knows that it's going to be the bottom layer will be how you say, reactivate it,
Yes.
and you will get a mess, you know?
Yes. So basically, when we're talking about that kind of theory, so we look at the industry about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, was coming a UV technology for factories that you put the finish on, it cures immediately. We said, wow, this is such a great thing for us to have. And but that was not available for a job site because UV technology got that large bulbs, 3 bulbs off gassing, and it was almost impossible to bring it to the
Dangerous lights,
to
turning.
bring it to the job site. And but there was a great thing that there was a product that came up. Thank God to Vesting was the first product they came up with. LED technology. They took it from a dental technology, which when you put the crowns and fillers and you hit it with the blue light, is the same blue light. It's a A-wave, and they put it on the oil photo initiators. They make the product to be able to use it on the site. So with this product, we really see a big opportunity, and start working, collaborating with them with about 6.5, 7 years ago, and bringing the product in a way that using in a flooring industry on sites, it will be easy to do. And that was a challenge beginning, and but now Vesting product is really in a top shape. And it's
European from Netherlands.
Yeah, it is from Netherlands, very high quality, and their colors amazing. That it's unbelievable. So saying all that, we created this company, LED Coating Solutions. Why Coating Solutions? Because we put in that company everything you could think of. It will help you with using the LED product. So basically, you have machineries, industrial machineries, small machineries on site, lights for artists, lights for designers, and everything you can name it. We're packing that company with it, and other things to come. We're still working LED epoxies. We're working LED poly coming up. So LED fillers. So LED Coating Solutions is a home for all LED products, and me and Vartan, we're behind it. So we are always going to see LED Coating Solution by Archetype. So go back to talking about Vesting. Vesting was the company, it is the company who create this product. And they did an amazing project. Now with their younger generation took over, this product is even getting another level because they are really more modern. They're thinking about to expand, and really it's at a great level right now. But one thing that we were lacking, here, Vesting, they make what they make best. They don't want to deviate from that, and they make the best matte oil, and they make the best satin oil, and also they make unbelievable pigments, pigment colors that endless colors, but also long-lasting colors. I'll show you later on something about their colors. So we were lacking here something, that we were lacking gloss, and we were lacking ultra matte and semi-gloss. So we reached about 3 years ago to Heidelberg Coating from Germany. And I probably, if you go to their website, Heidelberg Coating, you could see how, what products, who they make these products. They make probably the most leading companies in the world, finishing companies. They make all chemicals for them and everything. So this is the company that really keen to make almost anything you want. But they used completely different technology of their own technology, the way to create their LED oils, and that's what we wanted to be different from Vesting. How they different? Number one, they got the gloss, what we're looking for, because sometimes when you're doing like crotches or products like walnut, you want that
dark color, dark core
woods, you want that gloss look, you can make it with this company, right? Then you really wanted it semi-gloss is coming back kind of, and they make a really nice semi-gloss, and also they make ultra matte, really matte. So those three sheens was very important for us to gain, and this company made it. And we call, if you read under it, it says gloss, semi-gloss, ultra matte, and it says oil hybrid. This is really a key. Hybrid. When you do oils and you put it on the oils, any oxidative oils, you have to really wipe it off completely. You don't want to leave oil there. And what we learned last 5 years, 6 years, that even though we say that, a lot of time people, they will leave a little thicker, and they want that. They don't want to get away from poly. They still want to put a little thicker. So this product is hybrid. You could go a little thicker, and I'm going to show it in a minute. You can sand between coats because it's a thicker layer, and you could get that kind of gloss feeling. All right. So before we go on further, I want to just quickly to show you how to put these oils on. Later on, you see the full video. Very important part of these products. We will start with vesting first, and in a larger video, when you're going to see later on, I'm basically putting the same white oil, but I want to show you a very important part. Like earlier, I said that when we're putting the oil, I really want you to use the right technique. It doesn't matter if it's a large floor or it is a small table, you use the same technique. I have a nice piece of a Denison floor here. Thanks for them to donating us. Maybe this is a leftover even, huh, Vartan? So,
Denison?
yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit vesting white oil.
I would call it the elegant waste.
Elegant waste, okay. So, remember, some people they call stains. This is not a stain, this is a finish. If people don't know about LED products or any kind of oils applicating, buffing oils, this is the finish and a color is in a one component. Okay, if I go 2 coats of this, basically I can finish the floor or a table or whatever. So you go ahead and burnish it. You see, while I'm burnishing, it's absorbing into the wood. Basically, this whole thing, as you see, I made it absorb into the wood. This is very important. If you're doing in a larger area, you're using the same technique with the bigger buffer. So I put it on with the red pad because it's more coarse. Then I'm gonna buff it on with the white pad, remove the excess off. See, basically the excess is off and it looks nice and smooth, and the oil color, everything is absorbed inside. So next thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and dry this, actually cure this. Yeah, thank you, Vartan. I have to put my glasses on because my German partners are watching. They are totally into safety, guys. I have to tell you that, Heidelberg. So I have the glasses on. This is the A wave. You don't want to shine somebody's eyes. It's a strong sunlight. That's why, you know, you just put the UV protector light line. So here we go. We hit it with the light. We'll use the larger light in the bigger areas. This is very important what I showed. Basically, I took the maximum off, and right now this is totally cured, dry, right?
I don't have to wear the gloves.
Yeah. So that's the way you put it. You could go ahead and put another coat of clear oil if you want to keep this color because it's 2-coat system, or if you want more white, actually, let me have the same pad back. If I want more white, actually, I can coat one more coat over it I'll do the half. Part-time thing, do the half so you could see it. It will, unlike stains, this will take again the color. See, I wiped it off again, completely off, and I will dry. When you dry, guys, in that second, it will get a little bit yellow. Then 98.5% will disappear once it's totally, in a few minutes. So basically, you see one coat, two coat. If I put third coat, I will get even more white if I want to. But I also could put a different white. I don't have to build it. So that's vesting. So when you see the floor application video, the end, that's what it's going to show. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now the Heidelberg oil. Right. This is the Heidelberg. It's the semi-gloss. You see that on the screen on the right-hand side, it is the semi-gloss. By the way, guys, that's a NWFA new headquarters. Chevron from Peachy, the floor, they donate that. And we were there a few days ago, and we did that in exactly same way what I'm doing it here, but we put a Denison white oil first, and then we did the same process. So Denison light. Yeah, so basically, here we go. This is a clear satin oil. Semi-gloss from Heidelberg coating. Again, I put it on, and I will go ahead with the red 3M pad. Okay. So now what I did, I left. You see, I left pretty thick. So if I was going to do this on the side, I will use a Oroki buffer. You're going to see in a video. It will vibrate. It will leave it pretty thick, and I go with the white pad. I still have a lot of material, and I want to leave it thick, right? So usually on oils, you don't want to do that. You want to wipe it off completely. But here I left a little bit thick because next coat, when I'm going to go back with the light to dry it. Vartan is my guinea pig. Is it dry? Okay.
Yes.
So here, and this product, I have the ability to go ahead. I'm using here 240 grit. So go ahead and do a light sanding between coats. It's very hard to sand, as you see, because it is a very, very strong product. It feels like a poly. This is people who's really looking for poly, but they want to have that oil finish look. So basically, I will put this under Orek buffer, and I will buffer up, and I will do that another video for you to show you. So feel this, Vartan. It really, really gets smooth. Wow. Now, for my second coat, I don't even need the red pad. I will go with the white. I will just go very little bit. Just, you see how much I put? Just the drips.
Smells good.
That's good, right? Yeah. And basically, I buff it like a wax, wax finish. It's had a lot of oil on it. I didn't need that much. So, yeah. So very thin coat, very thin. You want more, Vartan, or are we good? Okay, so very thin coat, and here we go. Check it, Vartan.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels
like a glass.
It feels like a glass, and if that's, I mean, this is the semi-gloss. Imagine if I go to gloss, it's going to be really, really. So we achieve what we want, and then now we have the all ammunitions, like to go ahead and create anything we want. So we're going to come back probably another few projects with a lot of finishes on for the year to show some really different looks. So let's move on.
Instant cure.
Go ahead, Vartan, what they're saying.
You don't have to wait to finish to dry before curing.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, yeah. So why LED cure oils, right? The question is going to be number one, why? I mean, I could have done anything else. Why I want to go to that? Number one thing today, like I said, is the time. Even from Renaissance time when they were doing the painting, they have to wait for decades to dry to put the other cure, to put the other coat, so not removing it. And that's the whole timing. Here, the one coat of the color, it creates also the finish inside. So once I put it, I cure it, I can go ahead and move to the second color or just put the clear coat over it and put the furniture back on. So you don't have to finish, you don't have to wait the finish to dry. It's done instantly. So timing, number one. Move on.
Okay. Ability to layer colors, ability to layer, no sanding, abrasion requires between coats. Oh, can be adjusting. I'm reading for you.
No,
Can
ahead
keep
and
adjusting
answer
color with another coat of finish, create serious other custom effects. No sanding.
okay, basically, I wanted to Vartan get involved because he's more colorist, so, but I'm gonna take over and then you will ask later on questions to him. So this is his department. Like this one, first of all, this product, you don't need to abrade between coats. You can go ahead and put another color over another color. So that's one thing. But a lot of people, they want that Cerus effect. Like Cerus effect, you could go ahead and use a water-based colors or reactors and put, so this way you could put another color over it. But I have a techniques that I can put one color, as you see over here, and then I'm going kind of off-white over it. I'm creating two-layer different look with the Cerus effect. Okay, so that's one thing this product does because it's curing immediately.
And not only Cerus is one of the things. Another textures you can do, but also very important, after you finish, the client might say, oh, I didn't expect this much yellow. Can it be a little bit red, more red? So we can adjust it with more red, right over it, just a layer of more red color, and you could get it done.
Basically, when we do the project, in other words, you could see, one of our colleagues, he just finished the project with the walnut color, and client was not happy enough from that one piece of sample. It looked a little darker. So you could go ahead and, as you see how I did the white, you could go ahead and put more brown to it and get darker. But you also could get away from that color, totally go different color, what Vartan is saying. I can use on top of this more reddish brown or greenish brown, or I want to kill the pink. You have all that abilities, guys, because it's instantly curing. You could go another color. Let's move on. This is the biggest singer, right? The unlimited open time. So basically, every floor guy out there, if they don't know about this product, they have I heard that some people are having a hard time to sign in, and if you guys are Troy's and Pat, they're calling other colleagues over here, please help to sign in. These people. And now the timing, like open timing, because all these products we're working with, like in past, I would have make the environment work with the product. Basically what I'll do if I'm putting a water-based product, even now, I will raise the humidity level in a room, I will make the place cooler, no sunlight, of course, so I can stretch the finish to do a connection. So the connection do not get overlapping. So, or if you're doing a furniture or a lot of indentations, you want to connect them together so you don't get the overlapping, or you're doing a wall panel. Here, The open time is unlimited. If I do the half of the floor and I go away and come back tomorrow, I still gonna be wet. Like here, the second photo, I guess you could see Vartan is swallowing something there. What are you doing, Vartan, there?
Oh, eating my lunch.
Oh, Vartan is having his lunch over there, and basically he left the floor half and he moved on. And after that lunch, you can go ahead and connect from there and continue. So open timing, it's unbelievable because you're never going to have an overlap mark or anything that, you know, is going to stop or have a problem later on for connections. So you could have as wide as area you need, and also that you don't need too many people to help you to do this. You could do, basically one person could do the entire place without any fear.
But this comfort you can get only when you're watching your windows. If you don't want to direct sunlight hitting your floor.
I got you.
Direct sunlight.
I got you. He just reminded me something to say.
It's that.
So basically, yeah, you really gotta look at the sunlight. You know, you don't want a direct sunlight because remember, we're using exactly a wave. It is a sunlight wave to cure this product. So if you clock yourself, you know, there is a app, you can put it on and tell you how the sun is coming. So you could work against that. So this way the sunlight will not hit it, or you gotta cover the window, direct sunlight is coming in. Limitless color, yeah. Yeah, so Westing did a really a cool color chart. We have 21 colors with the Westing, which is, I think it's way too much, right? And what we did in Vartan actually, being an artist,
Together.
he brought this to another level. He said that why don't we get the color theory involved, like the designers, architects will do, to kind of optimize our colors. Basically, instead of having all these browns, you know, the Jacobin brown, coffee brown, all
English
brown, like, you know, each brown got kind of tone in it. Like when you say English, you see a greenish brown, you know, you see a chocolate, you see a reddish brown. You know, you can use the color theory, red, yellow, blue, and adjust those browns anywhere you want to go. Because let's say we're talking about gray, popular color gray, you know, you have in your color chart 2 gray or 3 gray, whatever. Like, but you know how many grays are there? There's a red gray, blue gray, yellow gray, orange gray, turquoise gray, grays between those. So it's unlimited. But if I have just one gray, by tweaking the color with the color theory, I can go ahead and change that gray, whatever gray I want. And also, wood is not a regular canvas. And when you see a canvas is white, you put a green over the white canvas, it's green. When you put on a red mahogany, the green, it's not green anymore, it's gray. So because using the red from mahogany and you're putting the green, green's the yellow, blue, you're neutralizing, you know, crisscrossing the colors. So using the color theory, we have classes for this. We teach how to do it. Maybe in, you know, we have 3 series. This is the beginning series of the classes, the seminars we're gonna do. After that, we will do a color theory school with you guys online, and we can teach how to mix colors and how to get rid of the pink in a wood, how to take completely the red out, make a gray, you know, the mahogany could make a beautiful gray floors. Already you got the hint, we can use a green one coat and then white the other coat. So this is really makes us, this is definitely made for us, you know, and we want you guys to get really, you know, the benefit out of this.
Even simpler situation, some of the houses, they have red oak and white oak in the same room, like half of the room red oak, half of the room white oak, but the clients, they want to look kind of similar. So we can also work with our colors, unlimited, you know, opportunities to tweak the color, the white oak part, the red oak part, to adjust the colors to make it look like same.
Yeah,
A lot of our friends just did the job and the client is amazed.
okay, Now, long lasting color stability. This is a really, again, I don't know how much I can thank to Vesting for this. Vesting really using extreme high quality pigments. You know, I never seen any product in the market that you put a white color and after 5 years, leaving the board under the rain, it still leaves pearl white color or browns. Like I have a piece of wood I want to show you here. Like, okay, this piece of wood was left, now it's 5 years already. As you see that white and you see the chocolate browns, and you see here, there's nothing on it, right? That's already turned weather gray, keep raining. Brown still stayed brown, and a white, it's really white, not yellowed. So the colors, they don't change. The pigments, they will not let it change. Here I have some companies, it got washed off, I don't want to talk about it. Then, you know, like this board is going to go back outside, and then a few years, another 5 years from now, we'll see what it's going to get, okay? So the stability of the pigments, you know, the Vesting, it's probably more expensive oil than ever, but we are trying to keep the prices in the same range of all the other oxidative oils for the market to be able to use it. But they use really high quality pigment and high quality photo initiators. That's why their product cures immediately, doesn't change, doesn't get yellowed over time. So it is a very important part, that stability. Remember, the wood itself could yellow, but not the finish. The grain is going to stay exactly the way it is, our finishes. Easy to repair. Well, we experienced this like last week when you saw that chevron from Peaches, you know, in NWFA headquarters. We were there a few days ago. We finished that floor. We had some imperfections there. We just went, you know, with our instructor, main instructor, Brett Miller. He saw that, like we just went, scraped that off, and we retouched it and we finished it like immediately. This was amazing, and we do this all the time. If there is a customer we missed something, we didn't see it, or you can, or like sometimes people, they sand the edges with the wrong grit, and you see the scroll marks from the edger. It sucks the oil color differently. You can go ahead and scrape that out, touch it up, 1, 2, 3, you're done. You can really easily repair. Here, I got something special to show you. Vartan, the artist, is doing something amazing. This is a project in Boston. This is Denison Floors. Somebody installed these floors, and he threw a rift and quarter piece, like almost 18 inches wide, I believe, right in the middle of the floor. You know, and we saw that, and now you can't even remove this board. It's a radiant heat. So what Vartan did, scraped the middle of it out. We did a filler. We'll talk more details how we did it, but he's going ahead there and he's drawing the grains back on with the LED oil color. So this is amazing what he's doing here. And this was like 5 years ago. Yeah, we haven't heard back from them. This is right middle of the room. If this color would have changed,
Switched it to middle cathedral cut.
Yeah, he changed his rift and quarter to cathedral. He left the 2 rift and quarters in the side, raised the grains in the middle, and he's drawing cathedral grains on it. So, and it's been 5 years. We haven't heard back from these people that, and this, I'm trying to tell you how advanced this product can use.
Safe, non-combustible.
Safe. By the way, this photo is from VIP Kitchens in Manhattan. This is an amazing company. They got this great kitchen cabinets. They took this loft and turned it house, apartment. So everything there is for sale, and also they're living on it, using it, floors, and everything else. That it's a perfect place for you guys to visit if you're in New York City. You know, this, talking about LED, cured product, cured, because once you cure the product, basically it's not off-gassing anymore. It might, if it's not cured properly, it might do a little bit, but unlike all the oxidative products, when like in New York City today, you can't even use oil-based polyurethanes because of the VOC, and also it's keep evaporating the fumes. It doesn't cure in 2-3 days, sometimes cures in months. So you keep evaporating that chemicals and you're breathing. Here, once it cures, it's done. There is no more evaporation of any off gases. You're done. And and this happy Labrador is really enjoying that floor over there. If you guys go there, really, you're going to see amazing dog over there. And this product, it's VOC free. So and you can use in any buildings you want, and it's not combustible. So all the rags and everything, it is not combustible. If the colors you're going to put it on, you don't have to worry about combustibility. Great, so we're ready for the video. This is an application video. Again, it's 101. Don't get bored. Take a look at the video, and we'll be here waiting, and we're going to go through any questions you have and get some artistic questions to Vartan. We're here to hear you guys. Okay, good luck and listen. Say hi to him. We're out now.
He couldn't, huh?
I guess I gotta keep here for the video.
He couldn't, huh?
Welcome to LED Coating Solutions, pioneers in the art of wood refinishing.
I'm going to go to steps how to apply the oil. Before we apply the oil to the wood surface, the last cut of sanding, it should be 120 grit paper. Once the floor is sanded 120 grit, we're going to go ahead and vacuum the floor, and we're going to start application of the oil. After floor is sanded, vacuumed, and ready to put the oil on, if you want deeper color, you can water pop it. But after you water pop it, you have to make sure that the floor is completely dry prior to put the oil. So most likely you should use a moisture meter prior and after the water popping. Okay, let's pretend this is a room and there is a studio apartment and we have no more space. What I'll do, I put a tape almost quarter of the room. I will move my furniture, my tools, everything to this side, and I put the tape right on the connection between two pieces of wood. And I will finish this part first, I will cure it, then I will remove the paper this way and I will just do that spot right after. So in the same day, you can do this entire place half and half because you have the ability to instantly cure it. Now, the best way to do this finish, you want to spread the oil. I learned the easiest way to roll the oil on the floor, but not to make a mess. I will do the perimeter first, so when I knee on it and start working on a perimeter, I don't get dirty. So I will do the perimeter first, and then I will roll the entire place. So we will start. To do the perimeter first, I will do just a half of the roller, so there's not a lot of work for the hand work. Basically, here we go. And I will have a couple guys work on this now. That's it. All we're doing, working it in to absorb into the wood. As you see, there is a lot of extra oil right now on the perimeter, but it's okay because I'm not done yet. I want to spread the oil now completely, and then I will clean up all the excess. And I'm going to buff this in. You could do this by yourself, or you could have another help, because this oil will never dry. Open time is forever. Unlike oxidative oils, this oil got a photo initiator. Once you hit the light, then it will dry. So you will have your time to cut all the corners and applicating the oil. Go ahead. So he's working to absorb the oil into the wood. So you're going back and forth and back and forth. Okay, so basically he went a couple times back and forth. Most of the oil absorbed into the wood, but you could see I have a lot of little particles, extra oil sticking out there. Don't worry about this now. We will take care of that later on. So I want to continue rolling and going back. It's very important that you have enough oil. You want to see some extra oil, that means you have enough oil. If you want to work on it, make sure you want to put, more thorough oil into the wood. You could take a sandals, you could grind under it, make it nice flat surface. You could wear them and you can walk on it, and it was very easy to not to leave a footprint. So while you have those sandals on, you can turn around any direction you want. Okay, next step, after applicating the oil first time to the wood floor, so we have a lot of extra oil here, and we want to take the extra off. Okay? You notice that we use a red pad to applicate it. Once we're done applicating with the red pad, we will go ahead and wipe all the excess with the white pad or carpet pad. What will be the difference? If there is a lot of oil, I will go ahead and use a carpet. It will absorb much more and it will remove it. But if it's not too much oil, I can go ahead and use the white pad. So I have a feeling that we have a lot of oil over here. So I could go ahead and use the carpet to remove the excess. See how beautiful ceruse effect is coming? I took most of the excess off from the middle, but if you see on the perimeter where the buffer cannot reach, I still have some excess oil. What I want to do, I want to remove it with the towel. All the excess off, and then just hit the little white pad, because that's what I'm going to finish everything eventually. So here I go. I remove all the excess, and I hit it with the white pad. Basically, when I go with the hand, almost no oil in my fingers, very little if you see it, look. That's the amount it's going to be. Now, this connection with the tape, I didn't want to force the buffer on it because I don't want the oil to go under the tape. I want to have a clean connection here. So this part, I will do it by hand with the red pad. Put it on, we wipe the excess off. Same way, we clean it up with the excess, and then we put it with the white pad. Okay, so I just rubbed the oil. I have a lot of excess white. I wipe it off. Color's almost same. And then I will hit the white pad. So I will have everything even. Now, everywhere evenly the oil is removed, but I have some footprints and I have some jumped oil. So what I want to do, I want to use an Orek buffer just to make everything even. I can walk all the way end of the room, start from here, go back. All these footprints, all these little extra drips, it will disappear. Gotta make sure that you break all those footprints you have. You see all these lines, everything is gonna disappear. You see that footprint there? It's gonna disappear. You have some sanding marks. So, you see how easy I got it even color distributed. Now I'm ready to cure. So I will have my light ready, and I will gradually dry and walk on it. So I'm ready with the LED light. In the light box, you will have a UV blocker glasses. I use this all the time just for accidentally, if I put the light to my eyes, it's a very strong light. I don't want to hurt myself. So that's why I will suggest you always wear the glasses. You hold the light at an angle a little bit, So this way I'm feathering the oil in the front, and you go 50% of the light by each row when I move up. Like 50%, I move up. 1, back, forward. Move up, back, forward. Move up, back, forward. Move up, back, forward. So while you're walking, try to slide your foot. If it holds, that means it's not dry. So you know either you're going too fast, you can slow down a little bit. But basically, it will take a few minutes. I will be finished with this room. Back and forth, each line. 50% up, 50% up, 50% up. That's it. So basically, I have all my tools because there was no room in the space. I parked all my tools in this side of the room, and I have a tape on it and a paper. So I'm gonna remove this paper this way to do that part, and then we'll be done. So this way it's very convenient that if you don't have a space, you can use it this way, and it's done. So now I'm gonna remove the tape, and I'm gonna put a new tape right here. This is extremely expensive look. People, they gotta go water. They have to do a watercolor. They have to sand it again. They call it water cerusing. And when you're putting a watercolor, you can't connect because when you end of the room and then that dries, you are overlapping. So this oil gives you all the open time. You have no issue of the, so before they put the tape, this is very important. You see where I stopped? I stopped right on the crack of this side. So I didn't pass to this piece. I stopped right here. Now I'm gonna put my tape on this side. So what I do first I put a piece of tape right on the connection. Then I will put a paper over it and tape it again. I don't wanna tape the paper and the first tape together first. At this point, I covered this new floor so I don't damage it. I'm gonna move all the tools this way and park this way. We're gonna applicate the oil same way from the far wall to the end. Okay, if I had more materials, tools or furniture, I would have taped a couple more paper here so I don't damage the floor. Or actually this floor is finished. You can put your furniture from that side back onto the place because this is done. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put same way from the far wall to my connection. And it's very important, if you notice it, how much oil I wiped. That's why I said let's wipe everything so we have a same look. If you leave some oil, you will not get the same color when you connected each other. Now, if you notice it, he's doing the corners first again, so he doesn't get no mess. You have a lot of oil. You don't want to put an oil in the area that you're going to go in and out with the cord. So I will leave this end, but what I will do, I will thoroughly rub on the perimeter, so I will make it to go in because my buffer not going to be able to work on the perimeter. So I'm doing it by hand, trying to roll it, rub it in to absorb into the wood. Once the perimeter hand rubbed, I'm going to go ahead and roll rest of the floor, and I'm going to buff it in. There is not such a big science in this. All you're doing is spreading the oil fastest way you can. Some people will use different technique. Bottom line is that I'm spreading the oil and wiping the oil out and then drying. So if the buffing pad is still fairly new, because it's only 300, 200 square feet, I can go ahead and use the same pad. But if the pad, when you buff it, it starts sticking, that means it's overworked, you should change it. Just because he's wearing the sandals, he can walk on the oil. Okay, basically we applicate the oil, and if you notice it, I didn't stop the buffer middle of the room. I stopped the buffer on the perimeter, where it's less visible from the light coming into the room, or if there is an extra oil there, it will show the buffer mark. So I parked the buffer on the perimeter. As you see, he's wearing the sandals, and he can move inside. Instead of just staying outside to work, he can move in, he can turn around because he might have a detail work to do. So it doesn't matter, as long as he's wearing the sandals, he can walk freely throughout the place. So this last edge connection to the tape, I didn't want to bring the buffer close because I don't want to disturb the tape and the color goes through and touches the newly finished floor. That's why I do that always by hand. To make this connection seamless, I didn't want to use the buffer to connect the old floor to the new floor because it might force the tape with the buffer and the color will go under it. So that's why I do it by hand to get this seamless connection. So basically same steps, again, it's very important you follow the same steps. We use the red pad to applicate the oil, and we have a choice again, white pad or carpet to clean the access. If I don't use the same sequence, these colors will be different. After using the red pad applicating the oil, now I'm going to use white pad or a carpet to remove the access. Just because I used carpet on this side, I have to use a carpet here to leave same amount of oil on the surface to have a seamless connection. So we have the carpet on to remove the excess oil. How I will remove the excess oil? Same way. I will go all the way to the far wall and gradually will come back and come out. Okay. As you see, again, he didn't stop in the middle of the room. He stopped in a perimeter. So this way, if any problem, it will not be any showing something right middle of the room. So after I remove excess oil, I'm gonna walk in there and clean up the perimeter oil because my buffer couldn't touch the perimeter. Make sure during perimeter cleaning, when your rag gets a lot of oil, gets wet, change your rag because you're actually leaving a lot of oil and it's not gonna match all the perimeter together in the same spread rate of the oil. Now all the perimeter is clean, extra oil is cleaned up. I'm gonna go back into Oreg buffer just to make everything even. Again, same sequence. We start from further wall by cleaning it and we come out and walk out from the room. So now we cleaned it, we cleaned the extra oil, we buffed it with the Oreki, we're ready to dry. I don't want to dry this unless I remove the tape, just in case if any extra oil is under the tape, so I can clean it before I dry it. I want to remove the tape first. It looks perfect, so I can go ahead and dry it. Look at how beautiful transformation, right? From that ugly floor. This was the cheapest wood floor you could have bought. Basically, I dried both sides, I connected, you don't see no connection. This project is finished. So for extra protection, I can go ahead and put a clear coat over this, one more. If this is in a bedroom, I don't even have to do that. But at the same time, if the customer expectation was more whiter than this, it's not the end of it. I can go ahead and put a tape or just roll another coat of color. I could get more whiter. So what I want to do, I want to put a tape in just a little spot. I want to put quickly one more coat to could see how it's going to change the color if I put another coat over it. This time, instead of carpet, I'm going to use a white pad. This way I can leave a little bit more extra white oil because customer wanted it more whiter than the finish we just did. So I'm going to wipe it with the white pad. This spread rate is a little bit more. Same action. Again, I'm going to go with the perimeter, take the excess off with the rag and hit it with the white pad because I'm going to finish everything with the white pad. So my spread rate should be the white pad. After applicating the extra oil, extra white oil, now I'm going to remove the tape, make sure that connection is clean, and then I'm going to dry it. So Cesar going to dry it with a different light. It's a longer light. So just the same technique, slowly going from the wet floor to the end. Now you can see between one time application the color oil and 2-time application. If I want even more white, I can go 3rd time. I can go 1 more coat application. Back. Okay, so basically this is it.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Okay. Great.
We have a bunch of good questions.
Go ahead, Kim, shoot it.
All right.
Question.
We have a question from Kevin. Does it bond to pre-applied finishes? So I guess, does it bond to existing finishes? That's a good question.
Yes, Kevin, that's a great question. If the finishes are oxidative oils, you know, it can. If it's totally cured, yes, you know, you always try a little spot, go ahead and put it on and cure it, because this you don't have to wait for a few days to see if it's going to work or not. Immediately put a tape and yank it out. You're going to see it's going to stick to it, and that's it. But on polyurethanes, I will not take a risk, but I have done project cabinetry. It was a polyurethanes. I marooned it and I created a mechanical bond and I put it on. Basically, it was a Christopher Peacock cabinetry. I changed the color totally from red cherry to walnut. And you could do in a cabinetry, but not on the floor, because you would not have enough oil go into the wood to protect.
Marooning is recommended all anyway. Even for the oil, you better to maroon the floor.
Yes.
Okay, great. A question from Steve. This is a good question because I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with UV cured products, but not the LED. So he asks, is the LED oil burning on the skin as UV oil does? UV oil will create burns if it's on the skin. And then he has another question, what is used to clean up the LED oil?
Okay, great question. Yes, UV oils are mainly used in a commercial environments, and also they got off gases. It's got to be in a complete different way of handling it. And I'll be honest with you that in reality you should always wear gloves and goggles, which it says, you know, the disclaimer on it, because when I did the video, I should have really wear it to be a good demonstration. This doesn't burn to me. This doesn't burn any of my guys, but people could be sensitive for certain chemicals inside. So wearing a gloves is definitely recommended, and also the goggles. Okay, but it's the question to me, it doesn't burn, but you should be wearing it. Especially my German partners highly recommend always face safety first, because it could be a reaction for other people.
Don't take a chance.
Don't take a chance. But
Okay, err on the side of safety always.
He had another
Jack,
question.
Yeah, so Jack is asking, what does the hand feel like? So what does it feel like to the hand, he says, on furniture? Is it similar to catalyzed hard wax oils, or does it feel more like poly?
Okay, see, this is great. Two different products, two different feeling. Okay, so that's why I'm really happy that the Heidelberg, with their pride, they created totally different product, nothing near Vesting, and Vesting stays totally different with its own fine finish product. So Vesting, when you feel it, it feels a little bit that the UV finish, like, you know, very matte, very smooth, but it got that little corrugation, not, you know, on it. And the Heidelberg, the other hand, it's got more poly feeling, like a really slick feeling, like more, it's not slippery, but it's slick. When you touch it, it feels like a fine poly finished.
Okay, great. So we have a question. This is a kind of a comment and a question from Tasha. Tasha says, we have tried this product and it is amazing. Cut down our time by more than 80%. So that's cool. And she says, how can we become a distributor?
In LED Coating Solutions website, and for it's when there is a part, it says if you want to the larger amounts or the distributors, please fill up the form. They can fill up the form, and if they're candidate for it, we will work with them.
Awesome. And we have a question from Troy. Troy is watching down in Australia. How do I get the Heidelberg to him in Australia, he asks.
Hi, Troy.
Troy is a great student of us. Years ago, he came in and his work was mainly installations. Now he opened up a whole huge business of his. That's great. Yes, Troy, we will talk with Heidelberg. We'll find a way to have you reach out to get the product. If it's not possible, then we will send it from here to USA. We will not let you hanging. You really have to try this product.
Awesome. Paige asks, Paige is out in California. How do you clean your hands or equipment when using this? And also, where on the West Coast is this stocked?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that one of that questions was the beginning. The gentleman asked about cleaning it. I think I missed it there. Basically, you use alcohol. You know, you clean your tools, your equipment, if you have a finishing line, you just use a denatured alcohol. When I say alcohol, I
Don't use cognac.
Don't use, you know, high brandy. Vartan got a good appetite today. So yeah, you can definitely use a denatured alcohol. Of course, you could use an acetone, but I rather stick with the lighter, you know, strength products.
Alcohol is more than enough. Yeah.
More than enough, and you can clean it up with that, and then just a regular soap.
Okay, Kevin is asking. Oh, did you have something else, Avidas?
Yeah, distributors. We will be right after the NWFA show, which is going to be between the 17th and 18th April. And by the way, our booth number is 2046. We're going to do a few demos over there. We will, right after the show, a few months after that, we will have our distributors signed in. We didn't put a lot of distributors yet. We wanted to make sure that we're really confident with the product. Now we're going to slowly spreading, and we'll let Paige know definitely who's going to be our distributor.
Sounds good. Kevin asks also, what is the mill thickness per coat?
You can't even measure it. It's inside of the grain mostly. It's very thin.
Yeah, that's a good question also, because that really tells me when you're doing polyurethanes, yes, you have a mill thickness, and polyurethane, you have a gauge. Manufacturers, they come and gauge how thick you put, because let's say if your polyurethane is not working properly and you really stretch the polyurethane, you're not going to get the benefit and a covering and a protection from it. But when it comes to burnishing oils, you don't check the mill thickness of the product, because you really, as you saw that white foil I put it on, I burnished until it's absorbed into the wood, and I kind of wiped everything off. It's actually the factory's got per square meter, per square feet. The weight, how much you put it in, that's a different story. You know, the finishing line can measure things like that, but not on the job side. You burnish it until it absorbs in. So the one thing with the new Heidelberg, you can leave little thickness, and I really don't have a measure to that, like just a little bit, you know, it's not a poly.
Okay. Between Heidelberg and Vesting oils, is one better than the other?
No, there's no such a thing like that. Westing is my the baby, put it this way, and Heidelberg is my second baby now. So the Westing is actually the perfection of the oil. There is really nothing to change at this point on Westing, you know, and but it just doesn't have what I really need as a tool to have that gloss, like a deep penetration varnish looks. Sometimes we get from our clients in US, they want that kind of really embered look, which you could get that from Heidelberg, and also really, really super matte. You know, the Heidelberg could create that for us. So that's the differences, and a feeling is differences also. One is really slick feeling like a poly, and the other one feels like a matte oil.
But the strength and quality is very similar.
Very similar, yeah.
Okay, another question just came in. Do you have any LED oils that give similar looks as the Vesting balsam oils? I'm not familiar with what the Vesting balsam oils are.
Basically, no, because Vesting balsam oils, they discontinue. It's not a product that we carry. Also, like look, Vesting, that oxidative oils, they got the water products, water reactors, same as Heidelberg, but I refuse bringing them to USA. I want a headache-free products. Any of these products, that over the time they react and then change colors, you can't really do a matchups. And just because of that, I really want to stick that product is going to work and it's going to be most effective one. And that's the way it is. In our schools, I can teach a lot of tricks to simulate to balsam products or oxidative products. We can dilute it and this, but it's not an official things to talk on the line, and it's not something that the manufacturers recommend. I play with it that way. So if they come any of our schools, we can teach them other techniques.
Okay, and then our last question, this is a good one, I think, to wrap it up. This is from David. He says, I came in late. Is there a link I can review from the beginning? So just to let everybody know, yes, everyone who registered for this will be getting a link to watch the entire session back and to share with other people too. And as Avitas mentioned earlier, we will also be doing more of these later this year with color theory and other a little bit deeper topics, getting more into the details of these oil finishes. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, is there anything else you guys wanted to add before we sign off for today?
No, I want to first of all thank you guys with Business Magazine creating this for me, this platform that I can show this kind of things and educate the all wood flooring industry. And anybody is going to be in New Orleans, please come to our booth, 2046. We're going to have two demos in our booth. Also, we're going to have the demo theater, the official with NWFA, to show the difference. Hopefully that time I will have also the Heidelberg poly, LED poly ready. So we got it, but we just have to make sure that we're allowed to bring it. And we could show that as well. We will have some repair demos and all that. It's going to be a 20 by 20 deck. You guys could go on and play with it and sand it and recoat it and do all the fun you want.
Well, we will definitely look forward to seeing you guys in New Orleans next month.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Avitas and Barton. This has been awesome, super informative, and we will definitely see you in New Orleans.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you for joining.
Take care. Thanks, everyone.